Today I will be teaching you black eye soup. I already have the ingredients cut and ready, so it would be a faster process. This takes about an hour, 2 hours to make, because you need to do your beans. Your beans, I first boil the water, add a little bit of salt to the water, and then when the water is boiling, I add the beans. I wash the beans before I add them. Now, you leave the beans overnight. So yesterday night, I put the beans in a big bowl like that, and then you just put water in there and you cover, and you leave it overnight. Now today, that's when I added to that. I used about 8 cups of water, so it's up from 6 cups of water to 12 cups of water. And water is key for the soup, so always have water nearby. You stir and stir and stir, and you let it. How do you know that your beans are starting to become ready? When you see you poke in there and they're softer. Now, what you need for your black-eyed soup is pasta. I boiled the pasta and I drained the water. Then you'll need 1 large tomato, nicely cut, 2 carrots, nicely cut, corn. You need your basil, your oregano, your ginger. You need your salt. Yes, that's about how much salt you need for this soup. And you need your black pepper. You need your potato. That is about 2 large potatoes, nicely cut. On here we have olive oil, and that is you just need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You have the celery, nicely cut. That is 1 celery stick. That is 1 green onion, nicely cut. And then you have your garlic. That's 2 cloves of garlic. Then you have your cilantro right over here. So that all goes into that soup. Now, the next thing you need is to start adding. So, and the cilantro goes at the end. That's how I do it. It always goes at the end. Now, some people actually just let this go, put it in and boil in there, but I don't think that's a good idea. So you just boil this in a different bowl separately first. Okay, so you start adding that. Be careful, it's going to be very hot when you do so. And you just put that in there. Put that in there. So I said water is key to your soup. If you want soup, you need to add more water to this. While cooking the beans, make sure to re-add water. Don't let it overflow. You don't want that. Now, potatoes. And you have to let them soften in there too, so it's going to take a little bit longer. You can serve this with flatbread, you can serve this with rice, with a salad, some avocado. I'm just going to eat it with nothing besides this, just the soup. So there. Now you let that get a good look at it. A good look at how it's starting to look in there. Now we will add our carrots, tomatoes, and corn. So our tomatoes go in there like that. I actually add a little bit of salt on my tomatoes before I put them in. But that's just me. And the corn. Don't forget to wash all your vegetables before you do this. You're going to need a large bowl for this, by the way. onion, your celery, and your garlic. Yes, you can use garlic powder, but actual garlic is better. Make sure to stir that in very well. Okay. That is last. Now you will add your olive oil. As I said, 2 tablespoons of that is enough. Gives it a very nice taste. Very careful that it doesn't overflow. You need to add more water, so if you see the water like draining, add more water to your soup. Now the spices. As I said, it really goes with your taste, but that is about how much salt you need for this soup. Keep adding salt throughout this process. Let's taste it just to make sure. It's alright for now. And now we will add our black pepper. If you really want like a spicy black eye soup, just add spicy ingredients into it, like cayenne, paprika. Now add your basil. Your oregano, and your ginger. Stir that in. Sure that when you're stirring, you lift that so everything in there gets the spices, the flavor of it. Taste. Now it's lacking salt. Just stir that in. I said this needs a lot of salt. Really goes with your taste. If you like it simple and plain, use less salt. If you like it like me, use a lot of salt. Taste. Much better. Now just let it sit there and boil. Stir occasionally. Now, this is not even close to ready yet, but it's going to be spitting at you, so lower it just a bit, okay? Lower it. Now you grab a little bean. Where's your little bean in here? Can you believe it's a bean soup and I can't find a bean? There you go. You have to taste this because this is not right. It's not going to taste good. It's getting really soft. It's still not ready, but it's getting soft. Make sure you rinse your spoon every time so that you don't go double dipping in your own soup because you're sharing with people. Alright. Always have water handy because it has to be soupy. So when you see that it's kind of lowering, add more water. You see how it's soupy. It has to be soupy in here. Make sure to stir that in. Now, what you do is you add more salt. As I said, it goes with your taste. If you feel it's alright, it's fine with salt, don't add more salt. I add a lot of salt to my soups and that stuff, so what I like might not be the same as you like, so add as much or as little salt as you desire. Keep stirring that in, and then you add more water, a little bit, because you already have a very full soup. Only if you have a very, very deep pot do I recommend putting a lot of water. See, because it has to be like a little broth. Now I do this a little bit different, very different actually. People usually just put in slowly stuff. They don't just do it in the whole pot at once. What I do is that I turn off the stove, move the pot over, and I let it cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. Because I need to know how much of it's going to become really rough and how much is actually soup. When you let it cool down, you let it see how much of it is actually soup. That way you know how much more water you need to add to your soup. See, because it's soupy, but not soupy like I need it to be. So I keep stirring it because it's still very hot. It's almost cooking by itself without anything on. So you keep stirring, and when those 10-15 minutes have passed, you put it back on there on high, and you let it go back to its process, and start adding water when you see it evaporating a little bit. Okay, your soup is ready. It's soupy enough. Leave it any longer and I'll start getting a little bit rough. The handle's really hot, so use some gloves. Something. You know what? I'll just serve from here because it's a little bit full. Oh wait, I almost forgot my cilantro. At the end, you add your cilantro. You really don't need to cook that too long, so let's turn that back on. Just so that you can stir it in there. Carefully stir that in. And it's overflowing a little bit. That's good enough. Okay. Alright. Now grab your spoon and start serving. Now move that over. you have your black eye bean soup. See? This is what it needs to be. Soupy. Okay? So, let's give it a stir in there. I already know how it tastes. It's pretty good. That is it. Your black eye bean soup. At the end, put some cilantro. Let it stir in just a little bit. I didn't let it stir in because it was overflowing, but let it stir in just a little bit. And it's tasty, delicious. Everyone will love it.